Hi, and welcome into another edition of Music Fanimal here on Fanimal Radio. I'm Tony Lombardi, and my special guests this week are the Ohms Band, and there's only three of them here right now. And I'll introduce them: Kristin, Kevin, and Marcus. Welcome in, guys.
All right, thank you.
So how are you?
Great, great.
Glad you guys are here. I want to read something from your bio on your website. It reads, the Ohms Band is a powerhouse lineup of players from all over the DC metro area, bringing heaping doses of horn-heavy funk. Drawing from diverse musical backgrounds, the Ohms Band are known for blurring the lines between hard groove, funk, soul, reggae, and a slight taste of DC's own go-go music.
That's right.
Can you put that in English for me?
Let's see. Well, a bunch of us grew up in the PG County area, DC area. So and we had that go-go music. Chuck Brown.
What is that? What is go-go, DC go-go?
Chuck Brown. I mean, that just describes it right there.
Okay.
I mean, it's really the percussion. It's the whole vibe. I don't know. What could you say, Kristin?
Just a beat that you can't help but move to. And so I was really excited when I heard that's the Ohms sound. When I first heard the band myself, starting out as a fan, that I could hear that the boop 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 boop, you know, something like that. Yeah. So I was like, I need to hear more about these guys. But it's just a touch of it. It's not.
Yeah, we're not a
yeah,
go-go.
We're not. You know, we can't claim that. But yeah,
we throw that in there. We pull from funk, reggae, blues, rock. I mean, pretty much everything. Everything that sounds good. Each player kind of pulls that influence in to make our sound.
So I want to get a background of as to how you all got together, how you landed on that name. So let's start with the name.
All right, so I started the band in 2007, and we originally started in the basement, calling ourselves Basement Funk. It wasn't really original. We called ourselves Basement Funk till the name came about. And so we're building this band, starts getting, 2 members, 3 members, 4 members. We get up to 8. I'm like, all right, I need 8 in the name. I'm thinking 8 is enough, I don't know. Thinking of names, searching websites.
I'm old enough to remember that, Joe.
Yeah. So, I actually also, part of this, I was looking at this, first, okay, so get that name 8. Checking out different things, what works. I looked down at a PA speaker. Most PA speakers are 8 ohms. It's got a cool little symbol. I'm like, hey, that's going to work. So, and also kind of that
the epiphany.
Yeah, well, that kind of came to me also. I was watching this Behind the Music with Motley Crue, and they were talking about how they did their logo and how that came about. I guess our story's not as rock star as theirs, but they were looking at a Lowenbrau bottle, and they saw the 2 dots, and that's why their logo has those 2 dots. It's because they had a Lowenbrau bottle. Okay. So ours is a PA speaker, and Motley Crue is a Lowenbrau.
And I looked up ohms just so I would have the correct definition: electrical resistance, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really go on that, but it's a cool thing. So that's how it came about. We're 8 ohms, and sometimes we're even bigger than that, even though we're usually always 8. Being a funk band, we've been as big as 13 people on stage. We bring guest rappers on, more horns. But we're all about bringing that big live sound.
So how did you all meet?
A couple of the horn players I knew that started that way, and then just started getting players. We went through a few people in the beginning stages.
Is it difficult to manage so many personalities?
Yes. Well, when you get the right people, and we have the right crew now, and we've been this way for several years.
That's good.
Started out, we had a male singer, and we did our first album with him, and it went great. Super heavy album, and he went his separate way. And bands, they happen. And at the same time, that's kind of how we met Kristin. We can talk about that too.
Well, just before we get to that point, from an observer, not just your band, but any band, you have a bunch of creative people. And creative people this is my vantage point, who take the stage, there's ego involved. That's not
Oh,
a
yeah.
bad thing.
No,
It's just
right.
you have an ego. You want to
It's originality, you know.
So when you have all those things together, and you have numbers like you do,
it's hard.
hard to keep that chemistry because
Yeah.
creativity doesn't always go in the same direction.
Right. Yeah. And it's not saying that I'm right or he's right or I'm wrong. You know, it's creative minds. So
So you kicked the guy out and you brought in Kristin. No, I'm kidding. Talk about how Kristin joined the band.
well, actually, it kind of goes even further back, even from growing up. So Kristin and I grew up in PG County, in the same neighborhood, same school, same Catholic church. Her mother was my grade school music teacher. So she taught me through, I think started 3rd grade, up through 8th grade. And there was also a folk group that her parents ran at the church. And I started playing in the folk group, and we had a rockin' folk group. I mean, what Catholic church do you go to that has sax, trumpet, flute, organ, bass guitar? So, Kristin's always kind of been family.
And the church was wondering, why are we getting all these people? And there are all these faithful people, but it's really coming
Yeah,
to see the band.
they were coming for the music. Yeah. So, years later, I start the band, and, again, singer position that kind of fell apart there, and took a short break from 8 Ohms and recorded a solo album, which 8 Ohms also, most of the guys in the group were on that album. And Kristin sung on one of the songs, and that was it. It was history. She's been there ever since, and she's the right fit, and it's great having her.
I find that really interesting when a band is a band, and then you do a solo record. And the solo record, you bring in the guys from the band, but it's still a solo record.
Right.
It's like Tom Petty. Sometimes there was a Tom Petty record, sometimes Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Right.
But I could never tell the difference.
Right.
Is there a difference?
I guess a little bit. The solo album was more instrumental, and also I brought in different singers on, different genres of music. It was kind of like that. But yeah, it is kind of funny you bring in other people. I guess when you do a solo album, it's more, you get to call the shots more. Because your name's on it, so that's just an excuse.
You're going to live and die on your own name, not everybody else's.
Right.
Okay. So you guys are going to play 3 songs for us today, 2 of which are originals, and the first is going to be Feeling the Beat.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, so let's go and feel the beat.
All right. Feeling the beat now like a groove through a womb right into my soul. Feeling the beat now, happy feet so sweet, can't let go. Feeling that beat now like groove through a womb right into my soul. I'm feeling the beat now, happy feet so sweet, can't let go. And early this morning, I heard a joyful noise, and I can't deny it, so sweet on repeat like a wind-up toy. The source of my comfort just to make it through the day. So now I will share it, wear my soul down low, this is what I say. I'm feeling the beat now like a groove through a womb right into my soul. I'm feeling the beat now, happy feet so sweet, can't let go. Feeling the beat now like groove through a womb right into my soul. I'm feeling the beat now, happy feet so sweet, can't let go.
late night, getting loud, and I look out to the crowd, and I see your smiling face, cute pursuit for a bluesy pace. No doubt, don't care who's around anywhere. No time to worry, no time to waste. The pep in your step and a fender bass now. Hey, now, now, now. Hey, hey, late at night, I got your two-step on mine. Late at night, too short to waste any time. Late at night, when I'm feeling blue, oh. Late at night, I'm gonna come right over to you, oh. Go, go. On and on and on and on and on and on and on. Feeling the beat now. Feeling the beat now. I'm feeling the beat now.
An original from the 8 Ohms Band, Feeling the Beat. So guys, tell me a little bit about the story behind that song, the creative process, how it was written and recorded.
So even before I joined the band, I was a huge fan of theirs, would go to all the shows, I loved to dance and everything. And so it's kind of one of those things when I joined with them, it was like a singing in the shower kind of moment where I was just hearing something in my head and it was the lyric to Feeling the Beat. Normally, like when I write a song, I prefer to have the music first,
Okay.
and then put the lyrics on top of it. But this was just something that just came to me, and so I recorded it into my phone. Told Kevin, I think I have some ideas here, and so then it just became kind of like a jam session. That seems to be like where a lot of our music has been coming from now, is just play, just having a good time. We record over at Kevin's basement, Pineapple Koi studio, and Pineapple Koi.
Okay.
I have a big koi pond. I'm Hawaiian, so kind of pineapple koi just came about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this time, I think Marcus actually wrote some of the chords in to what he was hearing, and then we just kind of put it all together. The cool thing, it was so amazing though, because that was like the first song that I wrote for the band. So when I was in there, and then everybody you lay down the keys on top, and those horns come in. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And then the percussion on top.
It's like birth, giving birth, right?
Yeah. So it was interesting to do an acoustic cover is totally different than when you're doing it with the full band. You know, that big, huge sound, but it's fun to mix it up and do both. Strip it down too.
So it started in the shower, became what we just heard. So
Exactly.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned before that you like to start writing with music before lyrics. Is that a personal thing? Is that typical of the band, or how does that work generally for you guys?
I think we're kind of all over the place. Some of those work that way. I mean, for Kristin, I don't want to speak for her, but with the group, it's kind of, we might be a small group of us that get together and we get a bass line and percussion and some horns, or it's the full group and we just kind of all come up with something, or like Kristin said, she'll send me some lyrics on the phone, or something, and she'll sing something in the phone, sing a horn line. Rico's gonna, our trombone player Rico, he's gonna try and claim writing all the horn lines, but he writes some of them.
Shout out to Rico.
Rico, he's our hype man. So he's
So does she ever call you and sing a song, you go, no?
I haven't done that yet.
No? Okay.
No.
It's a collaborative effort once we come together, So we're working on writing more music now, more originals and things like that. So
From some of the other bands I've talked to, they seem to almost unanimously say that if it doesn't happen pretty quickly when the original idea is presented to the rest of the band, it usually doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, that happens during practice. Yeah, we're pretty nice about it. We'll start something like, okay, hey, let's try something else.
So does the one that brought in the ideas the first one to concede or the last one to concede?
Oh no, what would you say?
I think we've just we are really positive. We just try to work with it and see if we can do something with it,
Right.
and it usually does turn into something that we can use. So
That's good.
it works. So yeah.
Kevin, you worked with some big bands or shared the stage with some big bands like Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh, yeah,
The
well,
Wailers.
Yeah,
Talk about that experience.
8Ms. Yeah, we've opened up. We've got the chance to play. If we're talking Baltimore, Artscape. We've played main stage several times. Opening up for the Wailers. We did a Reggae Fest here in Baltimore. I'm trying to think of some other people. We lots of funk groups. There's Orgone. They're a huge funk band. And also just going in D.C. when Chuck Brown was around, he was running the barbecue battle. It was kind of his thing, and he picked us, and we got to play it. So
What's involved in a barbecue battle?
lots of barbecue. No, lots of music.
Is it like the Kansas City sound, or is it something to that effect?
No, I mean
No?
it's they have all the barbecue things, and but it's a huge music thing down in DC. So, but yeah, it was great that Chuck's management contacted us and wanted us, and I think they saw that we had posted we were doing Bustin' Loose. We had covered it at one of the clubs, and also one of our former keyboard players actually played with Chuck Brown, so that helped too. So.
Favorite Earth, Wind, and Fire song?
Oh no, there's so many. You got so many. I don't think we can pick a
Hearts
favorite.
of fire, create love, desire.
Yeah.
That'd be my favorite.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
Mine was Shining Star.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. That's on my
Yeah.
husband and I. We have a little wedding CD, and that
Oh,
was
really?
that was one featured on the wedding album. Yeah.
And they did, because I'm a huge Beatles fan, and they did one of the better covers, I thought, of a Beatles song,
Yes.
Got to Get You Into My Life. They just changed the
Yes.
song completely.
Yes.
And I know Paul McCartney loved it. I think he said he loved theirs version better than this
Better
one.
than the yes.
Interesting stuff. So
Yeah.
you guys are going to do another song, it's If You Want Me to Stay by Slide and the Family Stone. So we'll let you guys take it away one more time.
All right. Thanks.
If you want me to stay, I'll be around today to be available for you to see. Said I'm about to go and you will know. For me to stay here, I've got to be me. Never being down is what it's all about. You can't take me for granted and smile. Forget the days I'm gone, forget reaching me by phone, because I promise I'll be gone for a while. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. If you see me again, I hope that you have been the kind of person that you really are now. Gotta get it straight, how could I ever be late when you're my man taking all of my time? And I could allow, I guess I wonder how you can take me for pocket for fun. 'Cause you know you'll never be number two, 'cause number one's gonna be number one. Oh, ah, da 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 da. Ah, da 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 da. Yeah. you to see. Said I'm about to go, and you will know. For me to stay here, I've got to be me. Said I'll never allow. I guess I wonder how you can't take me for granted and smile. Forget the days I'm gone, forget reaching me by phone, because I promise I'll be gone for a while. Da 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 da. Hey, hey, da 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 da. Oh.
So Sly and the Family Stone. Talk a little bit about your influence, I guess, from Sly and the Family Stone and why you guys chose to play that song.
I think just the soulful feeling of that song, and it sounds really nice when we put the horns, the trumpet, trombone, sax on top of it. And I actually used to do an acoustic cover of that before I was in the band.
Okay.
And then I think Kevin may have heard it and was like, hey, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Maybe we should try that with the band.
Yeah, it's a much fuller sound when the full band's there, opposed to the 3 ohms today.
And the 8 ohms. So talk about the other 5 ohms.
All right, I'll cover a couple of guys. And
Okay.
you can. So we'll bring Rico again. Rico Clark, trombone player. He was there pretty much from the start. Also Nick Ryder, trumpet player. So Rico's on trombone. He's our hype man. He's energy. So he even sometimes throws in some old school rap and Humpty Dance, and yeah, you never know what he's going to throw into a song when we're playing out live, getting that crowd going. Nick Ryder, trumpet, local Baltimore guy, graduated from Towson State. We got Scott Shome on keys, and Scott, he holds everything down too. Just writing, and Scott's been there from the beginning too. And I'll let you. You got Tony.
Tony on the drums.
Good name,
He plays
by the
with
way,
lots
Tony.
of Tony.
Good name.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah, that's right,
Shout
yeah.
out Tony. And
Zach.
we've got Zach Dittmars on the bass as well. Also another big Annapolis musician. And Frey Gonzalez joined us, and with percussion from Venezuela, so he's got a little bit of that Latin flavor to add. So.
Do you introduce all these guys when you're on the mic?
Yes, I do,
Okay.
and so we just loop it around and come
Yeah.
around. The thing I love about the band is that everybody's pretty free. They're not super structured, so they're open to just like sometimes we'll go into like a little jam session, whatever, right there on the stage, whatever feels right. And so I like trying to highlight the guys and let them, do their thing.
Marcus. Yeah, so-
Marcus Zapanta over here, our guitar extraordinaire. And Marcus is like a shredder. He'll just start going off, and
You guys
and he's
just
got
follow?
we just let him go. Like we know, just hang
Yeah.
back. But what I love about Marcus is that he's not afraid to take it up, but he'll bring it down too. So he helps to add a lot of that.
I'm a team player. I usually just sit back and play with the band, but when it's times to play the guitar, I take it away.
He does.
He does,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
He
a lot
steals-
of and a
he
lot
steals
of
the show.
blues too. A lot of blues influence. So
Yeah, he can
It's
shred
cool.
it. He can go from John Mayer to Eddie Van Halen to Santana to Hendrix. He has that sound, all of them. So
I've talked to some other bands, and mashups seem to be a big thing these days.
Oh, yeah.
As a singer, do these guys ever go off on a different direction than you think they're going to go, and you guys kind of have to play along?
yeah, I just go with it. And then sometimes you're like, okay, we've got to come back around to end this thing. Because we could just go on and
But
on.
you can't do that vocally. They have to do it, right?
They do it, and
She
then
does it.
I'll
So-
listen.
she
Sometimes
does
I'll
it.
just listen in, and whatever I feel, I try to just.
Right.
But it's good because I feel free enough with them that I can do that. So I'll just, ad lib a little bit, and usually it comes back together.
Right. Now, I mentioned Tom Petty before, that Tom Petty played his own stuff, and he got his older band back together to play for him, but it was a Tom Petty record instead of a Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. And I think Matchbox 20 is a little bit like that, that when Rob Thomas decides that he's going to go out and do his own record, I really couldn't tell you the difference between one of his songs and one of the band songs. Now, I know you've got a solo record that you just put together. Talk about the differences of you solo versus with the other 7 ohms.
The solo is like super stripped down. I did it actually not too far from here, the Wood and Stone Room.
Okay.
And awesome Scott and Jen Smith. Shout out to them. I love them. But it was very intimate. It was just me and Scott, and Jen jumped on for a couple things on cello. So it's more of like an acoustic, I kind of call it like acoustic soul kind of thing, where it's more stripped down, and my originals are like very calm and chill. Versus with the band, I really had to learn how to open up and hold up to the big sounds. And so it's different, but it's still coming from the same place. Like my songs are about sharing my soul and, you know, connecting with the audience too.
So do you play just stripped down, just you and a guitar player, your husband? And
my husband, it started out with that. When I was recording, Scott was amazing and he played, and I did play a little bit. I can't claim that I'm a great guitar player, so it helps being in the studio. But I did play a little bit, and I actually wrote all of my music. So I would just play on my guitar, and then I'd take it to a guitar player and say, they'd be like, "Oh, that's this minor that you're playing right there." So
and you're just playing from ear?
Yeah, I'm just playing from ear. And my mom's a music teacher, but I can't say I was ever disciplined enough to like learn all the technique. And so the good thing about that is I feel like I'm just coming from the heart and what I hear. And so that's how I wrote my original. And we've played a couple of my originals, or at least one, with the band. But so it's fun because I get to do both things. I get to be, you know, play my chilled, relaxed music that I like,
Right.
but then I also get to go and do more of the big.
Kick it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a blessing to be able to, that I've had the opportunity to sing with them.
Now, your husband learned to play on YouTube, right?
Yes,
By
yes.
taking lessons on YouTube. Now, for all you great air guitarists like me who are still looking to learn how to play guitar, take a lesson from Kristin's husband. So talk about that a
Jay,
little
yes.
bit.
Yeah, when I wanted to start singing out because I just had this thing in me that I felt like there's something I wanted to do, and so I was trying to get something going to play acoustic sets, and my husband's like, "I'm tired of this. I'm just going to learn how to play guitar, and we're just going to go together and do it." So he just started plugging away, pulling up videos.
That's awesome.
And
He
started
learned how to cook
learning.
something, you know. He learned how to play
Yeah,
an instrument.
he had played other instruments in the band, saxophone and oboe and some other things in high school. But so he just started teaching himself, and I booked a gig. It was like, if you book them, they will come
that's
kind of
putting
thing.
pressure.
Yeah, I just said, "All right, Jay, like in a month, we're playing this thing," and he just had on loose leaf paper the songs with chords, and he stuck it out for me. So I don't know how great that first gig was, but so it's been fun to be able to do that. And actually, when we had a little bit of time in there where I was not with the band because I had my daughter, but I was able to play with them until 7 months pregnant. So I was up there.
Oh yeah, we have video of that.
Yep. So she was in there growing, listening to all that music.
And she loves music, and I claim it's from the 8 ohms.
How old is she now?
She's 2.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she loves
So is she
the
learning
music
anything?
too.
Anything to play?
She just sings.
Yeah.
Drums. She loves to play the drums, percussion, and
Nice.
she loves the band too.
So speaking of the band, how can people, our audience, find you guys? You know, where will you be playing? Where can they look you up?
Well, 8ohmsband.com, and we're on Facebook, the 8 ohms, Twitter, you know, all the social medias. We have some gigs coming up. We'll be in Baltimore, Frozen Harbor Festival in February. We also locally here, Horseshoe Casino, we play there a lot. And just a lot
Are
of...
you up on that elevated stage?
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool place.
It's cool, yeah.
It
You
is.
can't get too close to that edge. You'll fall right over into the bar.
Yeah.
But I do find it interesting that when people play there, or bands play there, it's like they're almost background noise. because everybody's busy doing other things.
It depends, yeah.
Does that take
Yeah.
pressure off when you're in that situation?
Yeah, I mean, we usually get a good crowd that comes, and we get them moving and dancing. But yeah, you get the people that go gamble, and then they come see you, and then they go gamble, and then they lose, and then they come back and they get a drink, and then then they just hang there
Yeah.
because they don't have any more money left. So, but it's a fun gig. We have a good time there.
It's fun because you're connecting down and up.
Yeah, there's
People are
3
above,
floors.
looking
Right.
down on you, and yeah. It's
Yeah, and
good.
then we're a lot of festivals. Being the big size band, we do a lot of outdoor festivals. A lot here in Baltimore and DC, and but yeah, we have gigs coming up.
So it's the 8ohmsband.com.
Uh huh.
Okay, you can
The
check
number 8. So
out. Right.
yeah,
And on Facebook, the same thing.
pretty much. Yeah, you look us up. Well, we pop up. We're there.
And Kristin, do you have a spot where people can find where you're playing acoustically?
Well, I'm really just focusing on these guys
Okay.
for right now.
Okay.
So I'm going to come back around to that pretty soon. But
Okay.
yeah, I've been really just focusing on the band for now.
Great. Well, thank you guys so
Yeah,
much for
thank
joining us
you.
today here on Music Fanimal. And you got one more song for us to play,
Yep.
Dancing With Myself.
So yeah, this is going to be.
This one didn't start in the shower, too, did it?
It pretty much started for Tony's show
Yeah.
for Fanimal because we started messing around with it at a rehearsal about 2 weeks ago, and then this interview popped up, and we're like, we're going to debut it on your show. So this
That's
is it.
awesome.
So,
And
an
also
acoustic
shout
version.
out, Rico that plays trombone. He was hopping on bass that night, started messing around with the bass line, and then the guys just hopped on, and then some of the lyrics just came to my head. So that's kind of how it started.
Spontaneity takes
Exactly,
over.
that's the key.
Love that.
That's
Can't
the
wait to
key,
hear it.
yeah.
So, Dancing With Myself from the 8 Ohms Band. Thanks again, guys. And happy
Thank you
holidays
so
to you all.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Can I get some peace and quiet, baby? Yeah, just dancing with myself. Can I get some peace and quiet, baby? Just dancing with myself. 'Cause I hear the crowd is getting loud. Gonna turn them down, come back around. Can I get some peace and quiet, baby? Yeah, just dancing with myself. Can I get some peace and quiet, baby? Yeah, just dancing with myself. Can I get some peace and quiet, baby? Just dancing with myself. A comparing minds, a jealous kind. Don't believe the lies that dim your light. Can I get some peace and quiet, baby? Yeah, just dancing with myself. 'Cause I'm trying to be free, and he said be you. And I don't wanna lose myself, trying to please him too. So I'm gonna do this thing, like the queen sang. Gonna break a chain, 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 chain. Oh, oh, oh. I pray. Can I get some peace and quiet, baby? Hey, just dancing with myself. Can I get some peace and quiet, baby? Just dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. Just dancing with myself. Just dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. Said dancing with myself.